Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you're watching us. Welcome to our Matriline podcast, aka
OM-hood,
yes, where we talk all things girlhood,
womanhood,
womanhood,
and
and
the
the
journey
journey
in
in
between.
between. Achom, cheers to our third episode.
Cheers.
Okay, guys, as usual, this is a space for South Sudanese women and girls created by South Sudanese women to share our truths, tell our stories, and reflect on lessons learned from our Matriline.
So this is a safe space. This is where we share our experiences, we share our stories, we share lessons, tough lessons, easy lessons, all that about relationship, about reproductive health, about who we are, our career and education. So sit back and enjoy.
Yes, and we share our episodes sometimes just the two of us, and sometimes we'll be inviting guests to talk about their experiences and what they have learned from their matriline. That is their mothers, their aunties, their grandmas, their sisters. And so today we have a very exciting episode. But before that, allow me to introduce ourselves. My name is Doris Ponimoga. I am an advocate, an entrepreneur, and a passionate advocate for women and girls' rights. Aside from that, I love fashion. I love dressing up and looking good. I love gym. I'm all about a fit life, about taking care of your mental and physical health. And I love mentoring and inspiring young women. So we hope that this platform will be a space where young girls and women can share their experiences, grow, learn, and unlearn some bad habits, and just empower ourselves.
Yes, and I'm Achoma Garang. I'm a journalist, I'm a writer, I'm a creative. I'm a social impact storyteller. I do that a lot. And also, I'm newly married, as you can see.
Show off your ring, Achoma.
Yes, yes. Also, I love cooking, I love lifestyle, I love, all these things together.
Thank you. So today we're going to dive into another topic, and today we're talking about transitions in life. As women, we go through various transitions, right from adolescence to career, from career to marriage, and to the next stage, which is experiencing an empty nest and retirement and all of that. So Achom, I want you to share your experience. Which transitions have you gone through? Which ones have been your smoothest? Which has been your hardest? And which have been your easiest transitions?
Okay, transitioning has been good. It's been confusing. Some of it has been painful also. Sad to say that. I've transitioned, of course, from a girl to a woman. That's one. I've also transitioned from, when you're in school to working class now. I'm working. And also from singlehood to marriage life. Yeah. So I feel like those are like my three main transitions in life at the moment.
Please take us through your transition from adolescence, especially from completing school to career life, because I feel like that's a very confusing phase for many young adults. So how has that been for you?
Okay, let me start talking about girlhood to womanhood.
Yeah.
The transition. There was a time we used to be just kids, kids being kids. You play with the boys, climb trees, ride bicycles. Then one day your mother comes and tells you, Achom, don't do that anymore. Don't climb trees, don't sit a type of way, and then I'm confused. I'm like, why? Like, why is my brother still doing this, and why do I have to change? Yeah. And you're still young and you don't know. It's a bit confusing. Yeah. So that's when you realize, there's something different happening inside my body and also in society. Yeah. So that was the confusing part of the transition. Because she'll be like, don't walk with boys anymore. And I'm like, okay, then she'll be, he'll get pregnant. Yeah. And I'm like, it's just walking with boys, how will that get me pregnant? Yeah. That's until when I reached, I think class 6 is when people are taught the reproductive health. Yeah. So that was the confusing part of that childhood. Okay. And also, that transition also, things started changing. When your body is changing and things are happening to you, you'll start eating more, you'll start eating some things like...
Did you ever feel like you want to hide even certain body parts that are developing?
Yes. Yeah. Me and Doris, we met when we were in class 4. Yeah. People call it grade 4, class 4. We were that was 9, I think 9. So yes, and the thing is, we're not prepared for this. As a South Sudanese child, your mother doesn't sit down with you and tell you things like step 1, step 2, step 3. She'll just tell you, don't play with boys. Yeah. don't do this. So I think it was confused. That's why I was like, Ile, you want to hide yourself, you don't want to like.
You are a bit reserved
Yes,
at that time.
yes. So I feel like if they had done it better, okay, let me not say better, if they had done it in a different way, maybe get more softer, more comfortable. Yeah.
For that first transition for me from childhood to adolescence, I grew up around boys most of my life, and my mom she wasn't present all the time, but my caregivers, my aunties and my cousins who lived with us, they would also warn me, not to sit a certain way as a girl. They would want me to also learn how to cook. We've talked about that previously. So I could see that as I was maturing into adolescence, there are certain behaviors that were expected of me that were not necessarily expected of the boy child. Yeah. But they were not really that strict on me with regards to not mingling with boys. And then the gray area is they never tell us why we should not play with boys. They'll just tell you you'll get pregnant. How? Through osmosis. By kicking a ball.
That was a bit confusing, like we mentioned, you mentioned that your mother was not present. When you say that to a white person or somebody out there, they'll be like, kumbe your mother was not there.
No, okay.
So yes.
Yeah, not that she was an absentee mother.
Yes, because when you said she was not present.
She was often working in the field. So I was but I went to boarding school in high school. So for my high school phase, that's where I was away from my mother. And she went to pursue her master's abroad. And during that period, I was also left with my older cousins. But they did a fantastic job. They taught me about menstruation. They helped me smoothly transition into adolescence. Now, the biggest challenge for me was transitioning from adolescence to campus. In campus, I got my first taste of freedom. I lived outside home. I was in the hostels. But having grown up away from my parents because of the nature of their jobs, I felt like I was already used to freedom. So I didn't really abuse my freedom in the hostel. How was it for you? Were you
I can't relate because I was home. I can't relate.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was home. So I used to commute from home to school. Yes, I can't relate to that. I can't say freedom, what, no. It was just a normal day.
So from your parents' house, you went straight to marriage, or how was it for you?
Yeah, that's what I can say. Like, I've never lived alone.
Okay.
Yes. It's either I'm home with relatives or with my siblings than to my marriage. I've never been alone.
I think I only tasted freedom when I was in campus. For the 4 years I was in campus, and when I went to Kenya School of Law, those were the only years where I lived alone. And then when I got a job in South Sudan, I had to now go back to living with my parents. And it was quite weird, to be honest. From having freedom, total freedom, no curfew. And at least in Kenya, we didn't experience strict curfews because the situation was a bit safer. And we didn't have all the security threats that we have here. So when I came here, I now had to adapt to a new lifestyle. So for me, another transition is moving from Kenya to South Sudan. For both of us, actually, that was a big transition. How did you tackle that?
Culture shock. That's how I can just describe that. It was culture shock. My dad really tried his best. He used to bring us once in a while to South Sudan, even when it was still Sudan. Because I remember,
When was your first time
our first visit was 2009.
Oh,
we came as a family.
OG.
Yes, but we I think it was just like a month.
Yeah.
It was December holidays. We stayed for like 3 weeks in Juba. Then he took us to the village, like real village.
Nice,
Yes. So I feel like he was trying to nurture us and prepare us for this. So like pole pole to kidogo, like try this, try that. And first of all, when you step out of that plane, that heat that gets you, everybody knows that heat. It's like humid. It's like I don't even know how I can explain it. That was the first culture shock.
Imagine the airport back there.
Yes, Jomo Kenyatta, and it's crazy. And then when you come home and then you find like it's not just you, your mom and your dad and your siblings, there's extended family. That was another culture shock. It wasn't a bad thing. Actually, I love people. Like it's the more the merrier. But you feel like everybody has a role in the house. Like how I explained in our previous episode, how men eat alone, how women eat alone. All this was like so new to us. So sometimes you'd make a mistake. You take 10 plates to the table and you think everybody can come and eat. They're like, no. Separate. Put 5 for the men, 5 for the women. And then men have to eat first. Okay, first, of course, if you have toddlers, small kids, they eat first. Then the men eat first. then the women can eat first. So that means we're getting like, I don't want to say leftovers, it's not leftovers, but men have to be first satisfied.
Yeah. Yes. Men and children.
Yes, and then when we're in Nairobi, like when you eat the table, like I have my cup of tea, nikimaliza, I can take it to the kitchen. Yeah. My brothers do that. But here in South Sudan, I felt like if a man finishes eating, they'll leave whatever is there, how you brought it. Even if like I've gone to sleep, nitaikuja kuipata the next morning. So that was like a culture shock.
So for me, the transition moving from Nairobi to South Sudan, I also experienced culture shock. Hey, the first culture shock, aside from the weather, was the first time I came, I think, was 2012. We came to process our documents. And at that time, people were, it was, I think, a positive shock, first of all. You know, people were living as a communal setup. There was no fences. That time, most houses didn't even have fences, actual fenced walls. And you could sleep outside. That was the most shocking thing for me, sleeping outside. But I enjoyed it because it's something we did not experience in our childhood, you know. You sleep in the open air. It was really nice before we had electricity and all these things. But also another aspect was leaving my friends behind. So my social life was disturbed a bit because we're used to our social life there, and coming here, you have to almost make friends afresh. Actually, my first friends were my cousins. I didn't have friends. And so aside from the friendship and also, you know, the house chores, serving people, you know, you need to now know all your relatives. You're being told this is your cousin. Someone is asking you, do you remember me?
I carried you when I was young.
I was so young, I can't remember, but most of the people in Khartoum vividly remember me. But sadly, I could not remember them as much. So that was the challenge. But I feel like Juba has improved over time.
That's true.
Oh, Juba of then. You remember when there was no lights? When there were generator sounds all over. Yeah, so that was that.
There's this, it's something I still find funny. It's also another culture shock. Until today, I've been here for almost 5 years plus. People brushing outside. Do you see that in your
My neighbors still do it up to now.
I don't know what's up with that. Like I feel like you have a bathroom, you have like a sink, you have everything in your house, but you still go outside.
My neighbors open their gate at 6 a.m. Let out the kids come out like, you know, like animals being let out of the herd or something. So they open the gate, everybody brushes outside with the birika.
Yes.
The plastic.
Yeah.
If you're South Sudanese, you know.
Yeah.
But that was a culture shock. But I feel like it has reduced.
I don't think so.
It has, in my neighborhood at least. That's the only neighbor I see brushing outside.
Wait,
so if you're my neighbor, please. But aside from that, also this thing of you have to carry trash miles away. When I first came to Juba, people used to throw rubbish randomly. That thing really shocked me. But up to now, like one of the things I refuse to do in Juba is to just throw plastic outside, and you know, I try to be part of the change.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other culture shock did you experience?
Oh yeah.
Oh, people also brushing from the car. Have you seen in Mosalat?
No.
Someone spitting out of the Mosalat? You haven't seen that?
No, I'm yet to see. Is it
Open
still
your
happening?
eyes. Yes, it's still happening.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also this thing. You have to greet everybody everywhere.
Yeah.
Where I work, from the gate until I reach my desk, and I've said hi to like 20 people. For real.
I feel like that's a positive thing.
Yes, but you can't be like, even sometimes you can meet somebody twice, but you still say hi to them.
Yes, you have to. And if you don't say hi, it's an offense. They almost feel like you're a bad person.
Yes, even when you enter like public transport, you have to be like salamat.
Yeah.
You enter a restaurant, hello. Like, come on. Like I'm still trying to learn that, but it's still like it's a culture shock.
Yeah.
It's a good thing and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like friendly. And then this thing about telling people fadhol when you're eating. Like, you can't
It's
just
a good
open your
thing,
food. But sometimes what wengine they'll accept it, like, oh, you've told me fadhol, let me join in. And then
so don't say fadhal if you don't want them.
But
to
you have
eat.
to, because it's a thing that you have
It's
to.
a cultural thing.
Yes, you have to.
But yeah, that's, to me, it's a positive one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how about transitioning to work from career? How was it like?
For me, it was hard.
Okay.
I can say that. Because I studied in Kenya for like 20 plus years. Then I finished. My first job was actually in my hometown, in Bor. So I didn't have this like a few months in the city. No, it was just directly.
Straight to the camp, cattle camp.
Yes, yes. And Bor, when you translate Bor to English, means floods. So it's water.
Yeah.
Most of the year, the seasons, it's just usually water.
Yeah.
And my first job was in the year 2017, and that's when it really rained like crazy. Believe it not, like water, you can find water reaching you like up here. And I'm not at all dinka, so it was crazy.
Then I would be submerged if I was in
Yes,
Bora.
but at least you know how to swim. Really, it was crazy. Because there was a time we were going to, people who know Bor, like there was a time the town and the outskirts were cut off by water. For you to reach town, you have to use a canoe. So if you want food, you have to cross over. Canoe.
Do you know how to?
No, it's
paddle a canoe?
no. People are there already. Yeah. So you enter, you pay your 500. They pitisha you the other side.
So canoes is a form of transport in Bor.
No, when it's
Back
when
then,
yes, when
during
yes,
floods.
yes.
Yeah.
So were there actually my two sisters came to visit me. I think it was my father's anniversary or something. So we came, we prayed at the grave. Then now we're going to town to buy some food stuff. You know, our canoe like in Itowa capsized, overturned.
Overturned, yeah.
Yes, and then you know, as
Can
you
you
don't,
swim?
no. So you see, you're like, either you're scared, you're panicking, or then my sister was like, just stand up. And the water, the water was here. Yeah, but unfortunately, I lost my phone. It got like ilikufa too, and that was the beginning of my relationship. You know, when you're chatting with your yes, so you guys need to be 24/7. So, anyways, that was like my first culture shock, the water.
Okay.
Yes. Then another thing was, you know, working in the States, in the villages, you have to know both English and your mother tongue.
Yeah.
English for the reports and then mother tongue for you to
Interact
yes,
with
the community.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was struggling. My Dinka is not good, but it's good now. It's been years. It's actually good.
Okay.
I said my vows in Dinka, so that was
Wow,
good.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So there was that like disconnect when I'm trying to speak. I was in water hygiene and sanitation. So when I'm telling people, you guys please wash your hands, like I used to twang my Dinka. They started calling me Dinka Wewe. Wewe is you for in Kiswahili. They're like, this Dinka Wewe, this black Kawaja. I'm like, so that was not good for me. Like I felt like I'm here, I'm your child, but you guys are like, you're still giving me names. Yeah. So that was my job and school, the transitions.
Okay. I resisted actually coming to South Sudan. Believe it or not, I was applying for jobs in Kenya, in any country. Actually, I applied for jobs outside South Sudan, but I wasn't getting any job. So I applied for a job in South Sudan, and then I came to work part-time in my friend's law firm. My mentor, he's called Noel Logicole. So I was an intern in his law firm, and I kept on applying. And then I got a UNV job. I was posted in Juba. So it was fun. It was all nice because I have my family there and everything. But me being the ambitious lady I am, I applied for another job, which now it was a better position, but in Yei. So that was my first taste of life outside Juba. And Yei, it doesn't flood, but it has its own security challenges. And I went to Yei at a time when the security was quite volatile. Apparently, Yei before, it's called Small London, it was a vibrant town. Everybody used to go partying in Yei. But I went to Yei when it was a ghost town. But still, we made it homely. I actually made some of my best friends in Yei, and we are friends to date. We created a safe haven in that area. We would identify places, and then we make picnics. We just try to make the best out of it, despite the insecurity. Yeah, so that was hard. Moving to Yei was hard. But luckily, we were in the shelter of organization compound, so it was safe. But still, you could see the difference in lifestyle. You could see just how vulnerable people are. I really started to see the difference in our society. Yeah. So I'm still single. So can you tell us the transition from singlehood to marriage?
It's just been a few months. I don't have much to say, but
you're not like my husband this, my husband that.
No, of course that era was there, but I feel like
Why is it dying so early, Achom? Kill us, just
No, also I don't want to rub it in. You know, sometimes people take it as like arrogance or anything. But of course, I was
true.
like, somebody like I'll be like, can we hang out? I'm like, okay, let me call my husband. Let me tell him I'll be home late.
Yeah, as you should, yeah.
Yeah. Singlehood to marriage. Like, first of all, I can say that it's. I don't want to say it's hard because it's not hard. It's just like how you guys are dating, but it's now official.
Yeah.
Like it's now everybody knows it, and Yeah, so it's not hard, but it's work, it's effort. Like both of you have to put it in. You can't just be like, he can't, like my husband can't just say, "Ah, I already paid the dowry, she's already my wife." No, because I can leave anytime. Like he has to keep the effort. He has to keep the promises he gave.
The vows he
Yes,
made.
the vows he made.
Yeah.
The same way as me. So what I can say is, marriage doesn't change you. A lot of people say that it changes you. It doesn't. I feel like it's, I don't know what's the word for it. I don't know how to say it in English. But
You can say it in Dinka, will it
Dinka?
translate?
No, I feel like marriage doesn't change. It just magnifies who you are.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's something else also. People, I don't want to say unmarried people, but single people don't see when you're married. You have to see it on the other side.
Okay.
I can't do things without thinking about my husband in mind.
Yeah.
Because when I'm out there, I'm my husband's image. And when he's
Yeah.
out there,
He's also
yes,
your image. Yeah.
because I can be someone people are like, you remember even when we were at Fire Tree, then one of Dow's friends were like, how is Dow? So you see, like there's that, yeah. So it doesn't change us. So sometimes we do things in quotes, and people are like, unafanya hivi because you're married. No, it's just that I'm now carrying my image and his image.
Yes, yes, you're now one.
Yes.
Yes.
I can't just do anything and everything out there. No, I have to be, I'm still respectful as a single woman, but now I have two people who images I have to, because something small, somebody can just take it out of proportion.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I can say. Marriage doesn't change you. Then the other thing I can say is there's so many myths about marriage.
There's this myth, or should I say stereotype, that married women should not hang out with single friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when I was getting married, my uncle told me that. He's
Yeah.
like, change your number, change WhatsApp, come out
Change
of
your number?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, sawa.
Change your number. Leave WhatsApp, leave TikTok, leave. I'm just like,
Wow, uncle.
I'm like, so what do I do now? Take my phone also. 'Cause
Yeah.
what
yeah,
else?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's there.
You might as well lock me in the house and just let me be with my husband only.
Yeah, but I feel like he was talking. I'm sorry, my uncle. Maybe he'd watch this. I feel like he's talking away. You know, as for the Dinkas, when they pay dowry and we divorce me and my husband, they'll return the dowry. So maybe it was his advice that came out wrongly.
Okay.
You know, sometimes people assume that being married is that you've arrived, like you've achieved, like that's it. But that's not the achievement. That's now the beginning. It's like a beginning of life.
Yeah.
I was telling you today that when I got married, my mother-in-law brought for me Shella. They bring for you Shella and all these things. Like it's a transition. So like all your clothes from your head to toes, everything changes.
Yeah.
So your mother-in-law brings for you this, and then you have to also give all the clothes that you're wearing as a girl. You give. So that was one of the transitions. So that's why I'm saying, like the myths that you've achieve, umefika. No,
Yeah.
it's now the beginning.
Yeah. And another myth I've heard a lot is that you're no longer a girl, you're now a woman. You know,
Yes.
like singles like me, I'm a girl now. Achomi is a woman.
Yes.
Even if we are peers,
Yes.
she has become a woman. In these transitions, when you're in campus or when you're still in school, from primary to high school, up to campus, the emphasis is on your education. Focus on your education. Focus on your education. When you come out of school, they're like, okay, now look for a job. The moment you get a job, they start asking, where is the man? Like, you guys did not allow me to date openly then.
Yes.
So suddenly you just want me to appear with a husband. So there's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of pressure, especially for single ladies who have finished all these stages and who are successful in their careers. They're like, okay, now you've achieved everything. Now can we have a man? After that, once you have a man, there's the pressure for children.
That's true.
Yes. And then they start asking, where is she spitting? That's how they term it here. Has she started spitting?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the pressure continues.
There's also something about single people. Like I don't know if it's a myth or money. Does it mean that for you that you're single, are you waiting? Because people are like, if you're single and you're waiting. If you're married, you've umefika. So are you waiting?
Well, okay, technically you're waiting for marriage, but your life should not be put on pause. For me, waiting does not mean putting your life on pause. Waiting is you are waiting for that official transition. You can be dating in the meantime. You can be meeting new people, but your career, your life, your goals should not come to a stop because you're not married.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of off the topic, but it's just something I want to know from your community. If you had an older sister and you got married before her, would that be okay?
Culturally, they don't. I mean, they don't talk about it openly, but they would expect the older sibling to go first.
So nothing would happen?
Nothing would happen. Like they will not prevent you from marrying. One of my closest friends, I met her in Yei. Shout out to you, Ita. She's the last born, and she married before two of her older sisters.
Like my younger sister?
Yes.
You know, Atiye had to pay me cows.
Us now, you don't pay anything.
You have to pay. You have to say sorry.
Huh?
She said sorry.
For cutting the line.
Yes. And then also when I got married, I also had to give my older sister.
A cow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So in life, generally, we go through different transitions, but there's a different expectation here in South Sudan. Our society, our mothers expect, of course, like, especially for that transition from singlehood to marriage, they expect you to be married by a certain age. They expect you to know how to be a good housekeeper. They expect you to, be a good mother, take care of the home, carry the whole weight of the home in your shoulders. And I feel like that's a huge burden to carry. But I feel like we are empowered women, we can do it all.
How has your Matriline, what has your Matriline taught you about the transitions in life? Like from a child to an adult, from your career, from your schooling to your career, and then from your single to your,
So
your mom, your grandma.
My mom, I feel like, and my aunties have prepared me for the different transitions. Because aside from my mom, I grew up with one of my aunties in Nairobi. She's really a nice a lady. She taught me about, again, homemaking, but she also was a career woman. She achieved her master's. She achieved a lot before marriage. Actually, she's one of the first aunties who got married late in our society. But now she has her kids. She had to go through a lot to get her kids. But still, she did it later, but she still has succeeded in both career and family life. Another thing, my mom has prepared me in terms of like managing finances, investment. I feel like she has groomed me very well to take up the different hats that a woman has to wear.
Also, me, I feel like also my mother has done the same thing. Like since we're young, she'll be like, you see how I'm doing this, you should also be doing this. So like naturally, you find yourself doing it. Like when my younger brothers were born, I was at least old enough to know I have a younger brother. So when I see my mother holding her child, I will have my doll there, cleaning it. So I feel like it's slow nurturing.
Yes,
so it just comes.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, pole. I'm not saying that she put you have to get married. No, but it just came naturally.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like our mothers did that. Even my mom, like, she used to tell me she has a small, the way she serves my dad. Are you seeing? Like, how I serve my dad. Yeah. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow our channels.